This is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. In today's business, Naira for dollar deadline extended. CBN reassured support for youth interested in agriculture. Pandemic pushes Kenyans towards digital payments. You're watching Business Report Africa. I am Rua Panawo. The Central Bank of Nigeria has lengthened the time frame of its Naira for dollar scheme that was first scheduled to end on the 8th of May 2021. The date, which was extended indefinitely, was made known on Thursday in a memo to all deposit money banks, international money transfer operators, and the general public. The memo is titled Introduction of the CBN's Naira for Dollar Scheme for Diaspora Remittances and was signed by A.S. Jibrin for the Director Trade and Exchange Department. As part of its reforms to increase the inflow of foreign currency in the country, the CBN had introduced an incentive of 5 Naira for every $1 of fund remitted to Nigeria through international money transfer organizations in its forex policy. First Made Pyramid has been flagged off for the 2021 maize wet season farming under the Maize Association of Nigeria MAAN CBN Anchor Borrowers Program in Katsina State. As the Central Bank of Nigeria unveils the pyramid, which is a rare one, CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele stated that the bank has been able to achieve that through synergy among stakeholders and the resilience of farmers. The governor stated that monetary policy measures will be limited if some of the structural constraints that limit productivity in key sectors of Nigeria's economy, such as agriculture, is not addressed. However, the Apex Bank reiterated its backing for youths who want to go into agriculture. The House of Representatives has taken to invite various departments and agencies of the federal government over illegal financial flows in Nigeria. The House specifically mandated its Committee on Finance, Anti-Corruption, Financial Crimes, Banking and Currency, and Insurance and Actuarial Matters to investigate the phenomenon of illicit financial flows and appraise the federal government's current policy framework to curb the continuous loss of Nigeria's revenues to illicit financial flows. The House also mandated the Committees on Finance, National Planning and Economic Development, Anti-Corruption, Financial Crimes, Banking and Currency and Insurance, and Actuarial Matters to appraise the Federal Inland Revenue Service current framework for identifying, tracing, preventing, and sanctioning cross-border tax evasion and other illicit financial outflows. The World Bank and the National Council for Women partner to promote gender equity in the Egyptian private sector, and now Egypt's Commercial International Bank (CIB) has received the Gender Equity Seal certification, placing it as the first bank in the Middle East and Africa to get it from the National Council for Women and the World Bank. The purpose is to promote gender equity in the Egyptian private sector. Trade experts are convinced that negotiations pertaining to World Trade Organization's waiver of intellectual property rights for COVID-19 vaccines may take months. Discussions are more likely to center around a waiver significantly narrower in scope and shorter in duration than what was proposed by India and South Africa. The World Trade Organization Director General Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala welcomed Biden's move to back talks for a vaccine waiver on Thursday and ordered these talks on the new plan to start as soon as possible. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you're watching Business Report. Do stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. Budget estimates for the upcoming year places the Konza Technopolis project as one that will take up a substantial chunk of the money allocated to the Information and Communication Ministry. The city, known as Africa's Silicon Savannah, is meant to be an IT business hub sitting on a 5,000-acre site 70 kilometers from the nation's capital, Nairobi. In the upcoming 2021-2022 financial year, the tech city has been allocated about 17.6 billion shillings, which amounts to 77% of the 23 billion shillings allocated to the ICT Ministry by the National Treasury. Small businesses in Kenya have been affected by a lack of payment options as expectations abound for multiple ways to shop and pay due to the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, which triggered the adoption of frontier technologies across consumer markets in Kenya. Right now, consumer spending habits have drifted towards e-commerce. According to the MasterCard New Payments Index, when measures to control COVID-19 were imposed by the government in April 2020, many retailers moved their businesses online and contactless payments have hit an all-time high. A large percentage of Kenyan consumers will consider using at least one emerging payment method, which includes cryptocurrency, contactless biometrics, or quick reports QR code from now on. Britam PLC has signed a partnership with Cellulant to offer mobile-based investment solutions in order to increase revenues. Barely a week ago, the listed diversified financial firm recorded 9.1 billion shillings in loss as a result of poor returns from investments in its associate housing finance group and Britam Asset Managers. This partnership is meant to provide users in Kenya with seamless digital platforms that will aid in assessing savings solutions and investment opportunities. Now, according to Cellular's County Manager, Faith Gitonga, every Kenyan should have the opportunity to secure their financial well-being regardless of their income, and this partnership will give Kenyans access to start on their savings journey seamlessly. Pertaining to policies needed to complete the fourth review under the Policy Coordination Instrument, IMF staff have reached staff-level agreements. They concluded that a 5.1% rebound in growth is expected in 2021 as vaccines are rolled out, and the government gives support to the economy and people of Rwanda through its economic recovery plan. Also, mitigating the risks to the outlook aggravated by the COVID-19 pandemic, fiscal policy will need to find a balance with debt sustainability and supporting the recovery and growth. Finally, the implementation of structural reforms must be fast-tracked. And pertaining to the CBN exchange rate, dollar to Naira has a buying rate of 379 Naira and a selling price of 318 Naira. Pounds to Naira has a buying rate of 526 Naira and a selling price of 527 Naira. The Euro to Naira has a buying rate of 457 Naira and a selling price of 458 Naira. And finally, the South African Rand has a buying rate of 26 Naira and a selling price of 26 Naira. And that's it on Business Report Africa. Remember to follow us on all our social media handles at TOS CBN Network on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at TOS CBN Network. I am Ruwa Penawa. Thank you for watching.